Hello, my darlings. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Mariya. This is a channel about spirituality. Please subscribe below so we can be YouTube buddies. Today, I wanted to talk to you about Vogel Crystals. This is a request that I have gotten from one of the readers of my book. I do mention Vogel Crystals as one of the best crystals to help promote your manifestation, speed up, accelerate your manifestation. And this wonderful lady reached out and said, hey, Mariya, there's not a lot of information on the Vogel crystal. Do tell how you use those. And I figured, wow, what a fun topic. I honestly feel so honored to talk about this. What are Vogel crystals? I actually have one here as a prop. This is what it looks like. Okay, now if the camera only were to focus. This is the Vogel crystal that I have. It's very pointy at the bottom. But basically, it's a little bit chubbier towards the top, and it's a lot pointy towards the bottom. Mine is a 12 faceted. So I have this 12 facets to this Vogel crystal, but they make them starting at 8 facets and ranging, I think up to 32, at which point it becomes like really, they become so narrow and skinny. I love this guy. Oh my God, love this guy. This is like one of my favorite crystals. I can't begin to tell you. I did not know about Vogel crystals until I was browsing my local crystal shop, and I just stumbled upon this one, and it like literally turned me in my tracks. And I was like, what are you, little child of God? It was so, I don't know. It's like, it was like a whole other level of vibration. And I got it that same day. And then I've been using it ever since. Now, everything that I know about Vogel crystals, I've gotten from upstairs and the memories from past lives. So there you have it. Truly, I wouldn't know if there's a lot of information on them or not, but I think more people should be using them. So really what it is, it's a piece of crystal quartz. This is crystal quartz. The only thing that's different about it is the cut. It's a very precise cut. Very often Vogel crystals are hand carved, hand cut. Now, a little bit of the back history on these guys. The new history, shall we say, remembers these crystals as the byproduct of the work of Marcel Vogel. Marcel Vogel was a scientist, I guess. He worked for IBM for 27 years in San Jose, California. And he was studying luminescence as well as, the properties of different crystals. He was studying quartz a lot as part of his role at Microsoft. He was also studying magnetism and liquid crystal systems and technologies. And he has a lot of patents to his name, like 32 patents to his name. He's Dr. Vogel, really. Later in his life, he got into the occult. He got into essentially spirituality and sacred geometry. And that all happened because of his study of crystal quartz. So what he found was that crystal quartz in and of itself, despite the fact that it can be an amazing transmitter of energy, if crystal quartz is not shaped properly, that energy is not targeted, it's not pointed. And so he came up with a particular way to cut the crystal that enables crystal quartz to amplify the energies like no tomorrow. So hence the crystals are now called Vogel crystals. That's the last name of the inventor. However, I'll tell you this. Like, I've had such a recognition with this crystal. Like, we use these guys in ancient Egypt. We use these guys in Atlantis, in different temples. Like, this is not, everything that's old is new again. This is not the first time it's ever been created because, frankly, Marcel Vogel lived in the 20th century. He died in 1991. This is not the first time that we have seen this type of crystalline technology here on Earth. So these guys we've used in the temples of Atlantis, like I said, and in Egypt. And so essentially, this is crystalline technology from Sirius, is what I remember from my past lives and working with this. And if you look at the top side of the crystal, right? Like I'm going to actually bring this closer to you guys. At this top side of the crystal is like this part. This part is considered the feminine side of the crystal, the receiving end of the crystal. And it is actually cut according to the golden section. And really, this top part, the degree here at the base is 51.5 degree, which is the same degree that you have at the base of the pyramids of Giza. And that is how you know this is Syrian technology. This is not just, this is not for nothing, right? So Marcel Vogel used the same proportions of the pyramids of Giza. And the reason being is because this exact cut enables the penetration of energy, right? So it creates a perfect receptacle. So essentially the pyramids of Giza, many things, one of the most important reasons that they are here is they are a tower that both receives and transmits information all throughout the Milky Way galaxy. And it was placed here by, the ETs from Sirius at one point in time. Although there are other uses for the pyramids of Giza, but they were used as accumulators of energy, including high vibrational, high frequency energy. So these proportions and these angles are really, really conducive to the shape of this crystal being able to absorb a lot and hold on to a lot of high frequency vibration coming from space. The cool thing about the Vogel crystal is that it has 2 points, and there are many wands out there. For those of you that are crystal lovers, this is not the only wand crystal that exists. Most, though, are not shaped in the same way. So all Vogel crystals are going to be a little bit chubbier towards the top and a little bit skinnier towards the bottom. But they keep the number of facets top to bottom. So whether we're looking at the top, it's going to have 12 facets for me, and this one at the bottom is also going to have 12 facets. Now, I have the one that has 12 facets, but that's just one way to do this crystal cut. And so the whole point of this cut and what it enables is it allows this crystal quite naturally to gather the energy from the very top and very pointedly excavate it from the bottom, which is the masculine side of the crystal. So I've used this baby so many times. This is the one crystal that is always on my working desk. This is the one crystal that always travels with me. That's why right now it's a little bit beat up. And a little point in here, I lost this point because I travel with it all the time. And I guess that little point just broke off. But this guy is really crystal magic on steroids. Not only is this amazing for manifestation, because essentially what manifestation is, it's your ability to amplify a particular kind of energy and then shoot it out towards your desired outcome. If you guys have read my book, you know that there are 2 types of energy as it relates to manifestation. There is the dispersed energy stream and the pointed energy stream, or the focused energy stream. In order to manifest anything, you need a focused energy stream, because dispersed energy stream it's not charged energy. It's not energy in its active state. It's energy in its passive state. Whereas focused energy is the energy in its active state. The Vogel crystal allows you to focus the energy. So whatever energy stream comes up from the top, it's going to exit from the bottom in a very pointed manner. It's almost like a laser beam. And it's very, very pointed. So you can essentially charge your manifestation with this crystal. I usually hold it in one hand, usually the right hand, but if you're a lefty, that's cool also. It doesn't really matter. You can hold it with both hands. But I feel like when I hold it like this, I really, really do connect with the crystal. I usually put it over my heart. And then I focus on what it is that I want to manifest, right? Imagine that as a ball of energy around me, in front of me. And then I watch as a stream of white light descends from the heavens straight into the feminine tip of the Vogel crystal. I allow this energy to accumulate around the Vogel crystal. And then I imagine it exiting through the very bottom of the crystal, which is a very natural movement for this crystal. Again, this crystal is not really meant to hold on to energy. It's meant to completely transmute it all the time. It emanates energy. And so I imagine that, a very potent stream of energy is exiting the male side of the Vogel crystal and is hitting my manifestation. It's almost like lifting it up like a little ball in the water, and then charging my manifestation with this energy, high frequency energy of light. 12 faceted Vogel crystals are amazing for completing projects. 12 is the number of completion. In numerology, 12 is a number of fullness. There are 12 disciples. There are 12 months in a year. Now, we can argue that maybe that's not the right number of months in a year. Maybe we can argue that there should have been 13. Depends on how you count it. But 12 is a very, very potent number of completion. That being said, when I started writing my book, my first book, and the second book, by the way, I used these guys religiously to help me bring that book full circle, especially with the second book, because that book is long, you guys. It is a lot of words. And this guy really helps you bring projects to fruition because, again, it is very, very potent in terms of manifesting and helping you bring things into reality. Now, that's not the only thing that this guy can do. Yeah, this guy can also heal like nobody's business. So again, because it helps focus the energy. You can literally, when you're doing energy work on somebody, you can put it in a spot where somebody's experiencing pain and imagine that either emerald healing light or golden healing light is hitting the crystal from the top. And then imagine that, it goes through its own transformation. Actually, the way that the energy travels through the Vogel crystal, it's not a straight line down. It's a downward spiral. And so when it exits the bottom edge over here, the bottom part of the crystal, it exits as a little spiral, and it literally kind of like almost like envelops the part of the body that's aching or that's hurting. And 3 to 5 minutes, just hold it there, allow the crystal to accumulate and transmit the energy, and you will notice the physical pain diminish. So it's good in healing like that. Another thing that it is really good at, it's because so this guy is also like an acupuncture needle or like a pin, and you can do acupuncture work with it. But I don't mean it in a physical sense. You can infuse things that are etheric in nature with a particular energy through the help of this crystal. For example, you are building an egregore, like a business you started or something else, like a project you're working on, and say it's a healing center. An egregore is an energetic structure of all thought forms, that people have around this business of yours, right? Like all of your customers, all of your employees, you yourself are going to donate the energy to this egregore, the energetic structure of that business. Let's say because it's a healing business, you wanted to transmit the energy of the higher heart, of the pink heart. What you would do in a meditative state is you would have a physical crystal, you would close your eyes, you would imagine your business or your idea as a ball of energy in front of you. You would place the crystal on top of that sphere like that, so that the bottom tip touches the surface of your egregore. You would hold it like that. You would close your eyes. You would imagine that a potent stream of pink energy is hitting the female side of the crystal from the universe, and it is being transmitted and it fills up your egregore. So that is one way how you can infuse like a project with a particular kind of energy. You can imagine your own life and you can infuse as a lifeline in front of you in a meditative state. And as you're imagining your lifeline, you can put the Vogel crystal right on top of or over your lifeline. Again, etherically, imagine lifeline. You use a physical crystal to anchor it, like an acupuncture needle. And then when the needle, the Vogel crystal, pierces the lifeline that's in front of you, you may specifically request a particular type of energy from the universe to hit the top of the crystal so that your lifeline can be infused with it. It doesn't have to be a particular color. It can be a particular frequency. For instance, abundance. You want abundance? Sure. You want love? You can, ask the universe to give you love, and the Vogel crystal is going to transmit it. Again, this is a very powerful, potent tool. Usually, like when you start working with a crystal, you bring it home. You give it a little bit of a mission. Usually do a little attunement with a crystal by first cleansing it, clearing it. Usually you can put it in the salt, put it under the sun, that clears the crystal very well. And then you would want to charge it. And you charge the crystal by putting it over your heart, saying an intention, aligning your cellular matrix, your crystalline matrix with the matrix of the crystal. And then usually you can set an intention, like for instance, okay, help me with my spirituality, or help me with my abundance. And whichever is that original intention, this crystal is going to help you manifest it, even if, you just charge it with that intention once and then just place it on your desk and it can just be sitting there. One thing I've noticed with Vogel crystals is they like being touched. So despite the fact that they're pretty potent and they're pretty activated, in order for it to be always attuned to you, it likes being touched and likes being held. So especially in the hands, like it really gets a lot of satisfaction, as interesting as it sounds, but it really loves being touched and being held in the hands. So to keep your little Vogel body happy, always make sure that you're connecting with it through the sense of touch. So it always realigns back to you, because this guy can download information and can download frequencies from very, very high planes. And, in order for it to always stay attuned to you, right, it needs that physical contact. This guy also amplifies the energies that you are working with. For instance, when I was channeling my book, I noticed that my information comes through a lot clearer and quicker when I hold this guy in my hand. So it does help with channeling. It will help you with meditation. It will help you with alignment, because this is actually an Yggdrasil tree, the tree of life, in crystalline format. Usually with trees, right, you have like the thicker part, the foliage at the top. And so it kind of like acts as that like natural extension of the tree in crystalline format. And because of that, it would help bring alignment to you as well. So by just holding the Vogel crystal here in the area of your higher heart, like that, how I'm showing it, it will help bring your chakras into the center very, very quickly. All you need to do is just place the crystal here, close your eyes, and imagine a stream of light going from top to bottom and bottom to top through the central axis of your body, which passes through, which is aligned to your spinal cord, right? But this crystal is going to really help bring your chakras into full alignment. So this is really good when you are, where you need to be high energy and really in your full power, so to say, for something that you're doing, whether that is speaking in front of others, going to a job interview, I don't know, attracting a perfect partner, whatever is your can of soup, whatever are the things that, are most important to you, this guy will enable you to achieve it from full alignment. He's very strong. So one thing this crystal does not tolerate is all kinds of distortions, right? So it's, if, let's say you have, I don't know, like it'll just propel you into making changes in your life so that you're as aligned as possible. It may kick out certain habits that you have that don't serve you. Like you would notice that it just doesn't tolerate energies that are distorted. And so it would try to bring you into full alignment, cleanliness, and clarity as much as possible. This crystal, overall, like despite the fact that it has a feminine end, it has very masculine energies. So this particular cut of the crystal quartz really amplifies your own inner masculinity and really helps connect you to the higher spheres. It's also really, really amazing to activate your crown. So, by placing it like that, and I know I'm showing like just the third eye area, but by placing it on the third eye area when you're meditating, it's kind of heavy, but it is what it is. They have smaller babies like this. You don't have to have a big one like this. You can place it on your third eye and then imagine just white light hitting the top of the crystal, and it'll help uncork any stuck energy in between the areas of your third eye and your crown center, and really unblock the top side of your body, energetic body, I meant. I love these. Have you guys used Vogel crystals? Please let me know in the comments. I'm super curious. What are some of the other uses that you have found? Please do let me know, because I don't know, I just love reading how you use stuff and love reading about your experiences. Alrighty, my love, send you a big virtual hug. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.